Hey, this is Coach Robert again. I just want to go over the drink that I like to have for breakfast. A lot of times, what do you eat for breakfast? And I wanted to get some nutrients in me and keep myself from not feeling hungry. One of the other advantages that I use this is keeps your blood sugars low, and you want to make sure that your blood sugar is in the normal range. So those of you that are diabetic type 2, if you wake up in the morning and your sugar levels are high, what do you eat for breakfast to keep it low? And if you eat oatmeal or anything else, it's going to skyrocket. And if you're like me, 1 cup of oatmeal just doesn't satisfy for a couple hours, and then you're hungry again. So what I have found is the green juice that I like to make every morning for breakfast. And I have found that this maintains my hunger level so I don't feel hungry, and it drops my sugar levels down to the norm. So if you have that problem, here's a great way to eat. So first of all, I want to share, I do have what we call a Vitamix. It's a high-speed blender. A regular blender is not going to do what we're about to do. But there are other products out there. The Vitamix is the most expensive. It's the Cadillac of the bunch. And I love what it can do besides this. Makes great smoothies and sorbets and things like that. But for breakfast, this is what I use. Now there's another product out there called the Ninja, and it will do that. The Magic Bullets and stuff just don't have enough power to do everything that you want to do. You're going to have to spend a little extra money. Ninjas are like $100. These are like 500. So I recommend it. You find one at the price that you can afford that will do what you want. All right, let's get started on our green juice. This is one of the first things I like to put in my blender is so the blades are on the bottom down here, and I just don't want the food to get stuck underneath the blade. So I put in softer food to start with. I have a cup of grapes. I like grapes because the green ones. They're seedless, and these kind of sweeten up the product that when you're about to drink it. It just adds a little extra flavor, and it's a lot of nutrients. So put in a cup's worth of grapes, and then the next thing is celery. And so I just cut it up in little chunks so it'll chop it up a whole lot easier. You can put in more than one. Right now I'm just putting that in, and then I like to put in some lemon. This is a whole lemon with the rind. It just tastes better that way. And there we go. So then the next part is the cucumber. Now this is a pretty good size one. You make smaller ones, but since it's so big, I'm only going to use half of it. And I chop it up pretty easily to do. It's just a matter because it will just bring it together. Cucumbers are really good to drink. It adds good flavor to it. Then I have an apple, small green apple. And if you use the red apples, it just tastes different. Green apples just seem to go well with this. I'll cut a whole apple like this size in half and then in quarters. Now some people prefer to eat the seeds. I don't. So I'm cutting them out. They're in there, so be careful you don't cut your finger. There we go. Now that's a preference. People say it's better for you, but I just don't want to eat the stem and the seeds, so I'm cutting those out. So after a while, you get used to popping them off. It's not hard. And the other side of the apple, and we'll pop that off. There's a stem. I just don't eat that. I throw that in there, and then the other one. Okay, so I got all those in there and out of the way. The other part is spinach. This is about a half a cup to a cup worth of spinach. I usually, just reach into the bag, grab a handful, because spinach is good for you. It's got a lot of different vitamins in it. Then the other part, which is new to some people, especially us guys, is kale. Kale leaves are great. You just put in there like 1 to 2 leaves. Now the stem on the kale goes all the way up. The stem is bitter. It doesn't taste real well. So let's grab hold of it and just pull down and rip off your leaves. Pack them in there. And then that way you've got the stem outside. Now the other part that people like to have is ground flaxseed. Flaxseed is good for your omega-3s and ligamins. And we just got this little bag and we put in a plastic spoon in there. A little teaspoon or so. And I just put in a medium, that's a heaping spoonful. That'll work. Or less. Once this thing gets going, you won't even know the seeds are in there. So it's going to help you in your long run. Now the other part is I've already measured out. Here's a cup full of cold water, and then I put 2 cups of cold water in this glass. So we got a total of 3 cups of cold water in our jug, and it measures the cups for you here. So you probably can't see them, but I can. Actually, just with about 3.5 cups is in there. And the other part is you got to put the lid on. This is a 2-part lid, and it comes apart on this, and you can use that as a measuring cup. But you want to make sure that's on there snug, and then you have the extra lips to hold it in there. And you just push it in there, make sure it's good and tight. Because if the lid is loose, it's going to pop up and go over everywhere, so you don't want that. Now in this particular Vitamix, you have an on and off switch, so we have it turned on, and then I set it over here to smoothies. And it's gonna make some noise, but that's okay, because watch what it does inside here. So here we go. There we go. Now this particular Vitamix has a smoothie setting, so it turns it on and turns it off automatically, which is really convenient. But if you have a regular one, you have to be there and watch it. Make sure it's thoroughly put together. And if the leaves don't go down, sometimes you need a little tamper and tap it down. So we have this green juice. Now it made quite a bit because I want it liquid, so it's drinkable. And we want to put this, so what I've got is about 2.5 glasses, almost 3. So what I do is there's enough made here for me and my wife in the morning, and one to take with me for lunch. So the best part is how does it taste? Sweet, I like that. You want to get your juice, and this will enjoy the rest of your morning. It'll make you full. Sometimes my wife doesn't want to drink her juice in the morning, so I'll drink it for her because I like it. So sometimes I'll have 2 glasses, and it's good for you. All right, we'll talk to you soon.